So I think the first major question, the obvious question, is why is a chick up here talking to you about manhood? So another disclaimer is that I'm not going to get up here. I would never have the audacity to get up here and pretend that I understand what it's like to be a man and the challenges that you face as a man, because as a woman, we have completely different challenges. But that being said, a few things that make me slightly credible that I get excited to have this conversation. The first and foremost is that I'm a connoisseur of phenomenal men. Like the 6 men who raised me in my life, my father's the best man that I know. Anyone here have an awesome father? Raise your hand if you have an awesome father. Super present, amazing. So my dad coached everything that I ever played growing up. And I had 4 older brothers who were impeccable human beings. I'm engaged to a professional athlete, so like I get you. I was an athlete for a lot of my life. And so part of it is when you come from the best stock, like when you have a dude who has a legendary grandfather, a legendary father in a specific sport, you know that he's gonna be awesome just because he's around it. He's inundated in it. I'm inundated with phenomenal men in my life. I know what they look like. I know how they act. I know how they talk. And the other thing was that I was in the warehouse of testosterone-filled dudes. I worked at Fox Sports. I worked at ESPN. And so I also understand the sports culture from that angle. I also started a nonprofit called I Am That Girl out of grad school. So more importantly is not only do I come here understanding where you're at to a certain degree with reverence, of not understanding it completely, but understanding where you're at. But on top of it, I created a nonprofit that I've spoken to and worked with over 250,000 chicks in person. I've sat down and I've heard their stories. I've heard everything. So when people talk about them in statistic form, I have names and faces for every single one of those girls. Who here has a sister? So I'm fighting for your sisters. And I get to work with those girls on a regular basis, and I get to hear what they struggle with. So not only do I come understanding what impeccable men look like and talk like and act like, but I also understand the ramifications of what happens to girls and women in the hands of reckless boys.